Hey there, good morning and happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for making the time to watch today's replay. Today, I'm talking about taking a step back in your business, pausing to evaluate what's working and maybe what's not, and figuring out what to adjust. And I'm also going to be sharing with you the number one reason most people make the wrong decision when they do this activity. I'll be sharing with you my favorite way to evaluate that. In fact, it's what I've been doing in my business over the last couple weeks. Now, before we jump into that, for those of you who don't know me or don't know me well, my name is Carrie Price. I'm a brand messaging coach, helping ambitious service-based business owners find and own the words to stand out, be heard, and make your message roar. And we're about a week into a new quarter. It's the last quarter of 2018. And it's such a great time to stop and evaluate what's working in your business, what you might want to change, in prep for 2019. You've got this 3 months that you could really reshape, refocus, and position yourself to be ready for an amazing new year. But this is also something I just like to do every quarter. I don't wait for that once a year, try and plan everything. I think we need to constantly be keeping a pulse on our business and making adjustments. Fresh new months are a great time to do that. Quarters are an amazing time to do that because you can sort of plan out a good 3 months of effort that you can stay focused on. And yes, we want to do that annually too. And in fact, I'm spending a fair amount of time over the next 3 months really planning out my high-level strategy for 2019, but not in too much detail because every month and every quarter, I want to be able to stop and evaluate what's working, right? So I want to share with you today my favorite technique that I use for evaluating what's working in my business, how to make some decisions, and like I said, the number one reason that most people end up making the wrong decision. And this is something I have to sanity check myself against every time that I make a decision because I succumb to this mistake too. So what I've been doing over the last month or so is a very simple technique for evaluating what's working in your business. And it's a start, stop, continue analysis. Really simply, you look at everything that you're doing in your business and identify what's not working and what you should consider stopping, what is working, and so what you need to continue, and that might come with some adjustments that are needed to that, and what is something that you've been meaning to do or that you think is going to help you achieve your business goals more quickly and more effectively, and so maybe you need to start doing something. Now, I will tell you that my husband actually really helps me just in life and how I think about this. When you want to start something, especially something significant, you really have to look at what you need to stop doing. This is not about adding more stuff to our plates. There are a lot of things that we can do. There are a lot of things that sometimes we think we should do, but ultimately you need to look at your business goals and be honest and evaluating where you are right now so that you can make these adjustments. Alana, so great to see you. Thank you for joining me live today. And when you're doing this evaluation, it's so tempting to make the decision based on the wrong thing. And like I mentioned, this is something I do all the time. I make the wrong decisions whenever I make my decisions based on emotion. When I look at, should I start something? Should I stop something? Should I continue or modify something? It's really easy to look at that emotionally, right? Yeah, Lana says, I'm so there. I do this too. I'm a very emotional person. I tend to make my decisions based on emotion and how I'm feeling. Now, On the positive side, when you're feeling positive, optimistic, and hopeful, it doesn't feel like that's a bad thing, right? But you could be choosing to continue doing things that aren't serving your business, that aren't driving you towards your goals. And so when you make the decision based on emotion, even when it's a positive emotion, you could be sabotaging your ultimate success. Hey, Sierra, it's so great to see you. Thank you for joining me live today. Similarly, and what I think a lot of us end up tending to do is we make our decisions based on the negative emotions, the things like the fear, the self-doubt, the frustration. This all comes down to mindset, but that all plays into our emotions, right? We think like, oh, I'm not going to do that. And we start listing all these excuses, all these reasons why we're not ready, why it won't work for us. Why me? Why will this work for me? Who am I to be able to implement that and have that success, right? Those are all emotional decisions. Totally normal, totally common, but we have to fight that. I have to fight that with every single decision. I'm going to share with you in just a little bit some big decisions I've been making in my business, and I've resisted them because of emotion. Truly, it all comes down to emotion. So I'm going to share some of those with you. Both things I'm stopping and things I'm starting. Both of them have been plagued with emotion that have kept me in resistance there. But when we make those decisions based out of emotion, it's how we feel. As my husband would say, like, your feelings are your feelings. They're not wrong. But to truly step in to leadership positions in our business, to, you hear people talk about be the CEO, be the leader in your business, especially if you're a solopreneur, like, it stops with you, right? The decision is yours. The direction that you take in your business, the path that you choose, where you invest your money, where you focus your time, and the time and money of your team, if you are starting to already build a team. All of that needs to be a little smarter if we want longevity in our business, right? So instead of basing our decisions on emotion, what do we need to look at instead? Well, in order to counteract emotion, you've got to prove your emotions wrong with facts, right? So just like any fear, so like I have a fear of spiders. It's weird. It's like, it is what it is. I think they're creepy. I don't know. Do I think I'm going to get bit by one and die? I don't know where it really comes from. But when I like get all freaked out, when there's a giant spider in my house, thankfully that does not happen very often, I have to stop and step back, and you've got to look at the facts that will contradict the fear, right? Have I ever been bitten by a spider? Probably. I think I have. But did I die? No. I know there are deadly spiders. I don't take that lightly, but I'm saying, like, I have to look at the facts. Like, what is really going to happen? How many spiders have I killed in the past? Has that ever, and for those of you who don't kill spiders and relocate them, I'm sorry, but I do kill them. I'm sorry. I do. For all the ones that I've killed, has anything bad happened to me? No. Do I want my cats to get one, eat one, get sick, whatever? No. When I start to look at the facts, you can overcome your fear to take action, right? And that needs to happen in your business as well. What are the facts that you can evaluate? I'm noticing that we've got an overcast day. My light's a little lighter today. What are the facts that you can be evaluating in your business to help you make better decisions? Oh, Sierra, thank you so much for letting me know I'm not alone in this. Sierra says, same about the spiders. They literally make me cry. It's probably the most irrational thing about me. I'm glad I'm not the only one. And if I'm honest, the thing I'm scared of even more than spiders is snakes. And we've had 2 snake encounters here at our house, and I won't even go into them because I literally hyperventilated, and my husband almost had to take me to the hospital. I freaked out so bad. But anyway, yeah, spiders creep me out. So what are the numbers, getting back on track, and the metrics that you can be evaluating in your business so that you're not making emotional decisions? And let's look at a couple things, some examples of that, okay? When you are looking at your own funnel, now for those of you, funnel sometimes gets like, is this big, complicated word. A funnel is everything you do in your marketing that draws people closer to you, right? I like to think in terms of rings around you, all your marketing activities that are, sort of further out there, and what guides people closer to you and ultimately helps them convert to being a client. When you're looking at your funnel and you're like, this doesn't work, our inclination is to think it's not going to work for me. I suck at this. I need a different kind of funnel. So for example, if your funnel includes putting content out there, you get people on your email list because you have a freebie, you ultimately guide them to a webinar, and then from the webinar, there's a sales sequence and you try and convert them to a client. If that is your high-level funnel, your high-level marketing structure, and it's not converting, how many of you think like, oh, webinars must not work for me? Right? Like that, you think like the thing doesn't work. That's an emotional response most of the time. Most businesses probably could benefit from a webinar in their marketing funnel, but whether it does or not, let's assume it does for a moment, because I do believe almost any marketing technique you choose will work for you. So whatever you've decided is the model that you're going to use to warm people up, ultimately convert them to clients. If it's not converting, our inclination is to say, that doesn't work for me, right? Oh, I don't like to be on camera. I don't like to be live, so webinars won't work for me. We start to put all these emotional reasons why it doesn't work. But what you need to look at is every step of that funnel, every opportunity to move people closer to you, and evaluate which step is not working, which step's not converting. So if you're attracting a lot of people and a lot of people are grabbing your freebie, and they're even getting to your webinar, but they don't convert, why is that happening? You've got to go back and analyze, look at the numbers, look at the metrics. But one of the things, and so I'm kind of breaking my own rule a little bit, it's a non-emotional decision, but it's a little harder to put numbers around, although it helps you see where things are falling down, is you need to look at your message, right? Any marketing technique really will work. So when you are figuring out what that is, you need to test different pieces along the way and then analyze the numbers for the results. Okay, well, that freebie isn't maybe attracting the right people. Well, is it something that's speaking to my ideal client, right? This is all messaging related fixes to the KPIs, the key performance indicators that you might be monitoring. It doesn't mean your funnel doesn't work. You need to look at where it's breaking down and figure out what you need to adjust. 90% of the time, the thing you need to adjust is your message. Okay? You guys, this is driving me crazy. I got to turn my light on because I'm starting to get more overcast. So I'm getting darker and darker. Okay, there we go. Okay, Alana says, I don't have a problem with these decisions. It's the ones where the numbers say that if it fails, I go bankrupt. Okay, totally get that, Alana. We all get in that place, right? When the money is not consistently flowing in our business, every failure feels like it's the end of the line instead of a learning opportunity to tweak and fine tune. That's an emotional response. It comes from fear. And this is all the more reason why we need to make really informed decisions where to spend our time and money. Because, I mean, unless you've got a side hustle or you're still working on another job, maybe you've picked up a part-time job, every failure is much more emotional because we're stressing out about like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to pay my team? How am I going to pay my rent or mortgage, right? So that's part of, as business owners, we've got to look at what are we doing to ensure that we're bringing in that income, right? So I totally get you though, Alana. We got to make sure that we're thinking like business owners, and business owners think about how to bring in the money. Hey, Linda, so great to see you. Hey, Kelly. And Kelly and Linda, you missed the beginning. That's okay. You can catch the replay and get caught up. But here's the thing I want you to be really thinking about is trying to get unemotional. And you hear a lot of people talk about this. And one of my mentors says this all the time too. You have to get unattached from the results. You have to be emotionally unattached from the outcome. You guys, this is so much easier said than done. I get that. Because when we put a lot of effort in and we're launching, you're doing that webinar, your challenge, whatever your model is for launching, and you don't get the results you want from that, it's hard. It's frustrating. Give yourself a half a day to like just have those emotions, and then go and analyze your numbers and figure out what you have to fix. Where's the breakdown? What are you attracting the wrong people? Right? If people are getting really excited about your freebie and they're attending your webinar, they're telling you, oh my gosh, this was so great, and they're not buying. And I asked this in my group yesterday, and I haven't checked the updated results, but I hear a lot of people say the number one objection that they hear from people that why they don't invest or why clients don't buy is they can't afford it. And so what does that make you do? You get an emotional response that says, maybe I need to lower my price. I need to have a lower price offering. My response to you, my suggestion for you is go assess your messaging. You're attracting the wrong people. You want to attract people, and put the content that you're putting out there helps reinforce they have a problem. They know they need to fix it, right? You're able to speak to all of that so that they invest to fix that problem. The people who aren't willing to invest are not your ideal client. Now, that's not to say that lower priced offers are bad, memberships are a bad thing. None of that. I'm not saying any of that. But if you continually hear like, oh, everything's great, my numbers are great, except nobody's buying, your numbers aren't great because they're not filled with the right people. Again, when you look at all your metrics, 90% of the time, the problem is your message. It's how you're talking about what you do, who you're talking to, and what's going to make them care to invest with you. I'm just telling you. Kelly says every trial is make it or break it. It's difficult to be brave and try and test stuff. Very slim money margins here. Yeah, okay. I'm going to talk about this separately. There's the whole thing about people not buying because they can't afford it, and us being afraid of our own money issues. That's causing part of the problem. So I don't want to get too far into that today. But Kelly, I totally understand that you're coming from a place of fear though, right? So what can you do as a business owner to shore up your own financial situation so that you're not making decisions based on fear, and you're not making decisions based on worry, because you likely will not make the decisions that are really going to help you be profitable and build your business. Okay, totally mindset issues, but it comes to us, it shows up for us in these emotional ways. And look, like I said, I'm right there with you. I work with a mindset coach because I know I create my own blocks to certain things. So I know I'm not going to fix that on my own. I know logically that's part of my problem. I know I need help doing that, right? So without that, I'm going to continue to stay stuck, and I'm going to continue to not be making the progress in the way that I want to make it. So what do I need to do as a business owner who wants to stay in business? I need to make sure I deal with the stuff. Sometimes that means you pick up a side job or a part-time gig, consulting. It might not be your dreamiest way to make your revenue in the long term, but if that's what enables you not to worry about paying your bills, that's the thing you've got to look at, right? Elaine says, yeah, 9 subscribers, no growth. Whoa, yeah, okay, so what's happening? You've got to look at what's happening. If you're not getting people subscribing, you're not offering the right people the things that they care about. It comes down to Again, 90% of the time, it's a messaging problem. You're not delivering content and speaking to people about the things they care about. Kelly says, I'm also having trouble honing in on my ideal client. I realize now that I can't be all massage things to all people, but I need bodies on the table. Again, yeah, Kelly, so you see, it's your ideal client, that is key to your message. When I talk about building your messaging foundation, you have to get clarity on your ideal client. And my clients tell me they get like super clear about who their ideal clients are really fast. That's the only way you're going to learn how to speak to them and attract more of them to you. Yes, you need bodies on the table. So maybe things that you need to do in the short term to make the money isn't your ideal clients, but that's what's going to get you there. But the faster you focus on clearing up your message and speaking to people in a way that's going to attract them, the faster you will see those results change. Your message is not going to fix itself, you guys. Just saying. Elaine says, working on increasing content now and be adding YouTube soon. And freebies may or may not be good. I need more eyes coming to the site. Yes, you have to make sure, though, that the content that you're putting out there is the right content that's attracting the right eyeballs that are going to ultimately turn into clients, right? Elaine says, yeah, trying to incorporate a clearer message, change tagline, better and more focused writing at least. Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, there is so much that goes into really fine-tuning your message. If you guys haven't watched my free masterclass to help you do that, go check that out, carrieprice.com/masterclass, because there is more than just the tagline. And I hear people say, oh, I've been working on my message. I'm getting clearer in my message. But what does that mean? You need to know what it means to have a clear message foundation. Okay, so go check out my masterclass if you don't know what that is. Okay, so let me tell you, I shared with you that I've been doing this own analysis in my business, right? I've been looking at what's working, what's not working as well as I want it to, what I want to add and change. And I've been going through this analysis myself. I've been doing this over about the past month. And it's helping me really shape my cue for focus. Because that's the other great thing when you do this. You can't do all the things. There's just not enough time and money in the day, right? Maybe money, but not enough time for you to focus on all the things, right? So you've got to look at everything that you're doing and asking yourself, do the KPIs, do my key performance indicators, my metrics, tell me that this is moving me towards my goal or not? And if not, what do I need to change? Sierra, this is a great comment. Sierra says, I just want to add that social media algorithms are changing to promote quality over quantity. Yes, that is very, very true. A shift from the past couple years. So more than ever, your message and your graphics need to really make people engage with your post because that's what matters. I could just stop right now. That is exactly right. Sierra is spot on. This is all your brand, you guys. You are building your brand, which is your reputation as perceived in the mind of the market with your message, with every word that you put out there, whether that's in writing or via video, and every image and graphic that you put out there. You need that to work for you harder than ever before. I say this a lot. It's easier than ever to start a business these days, right? I mean, we had our full service branding agency 15 years ago, maybe 16 years ago. Now I've been saying that for a while. 16 years ago. It was harder to start a business back then. We didn't have social media. So it's easier than ever to do that. The problem is it's harder than ever to stand out. It is harder than ever to get heard. You have to invest in your message. It will not fix itself. And if you don't do it, you're making your job even harder than it needs to be, right? Hey, Sarah, so great to see you. Thanks for joining me live. Elaine says, yeah, I discovered I wasn't doing SEO and keywording the right way at all. Elaine, a couple weeks ago, I talked about this, how to create SEO-friendly messaging. If you're locked in on your messaging, your SEO is automatically better. Just put that out there. Okay. All right. So let me share with you guys some of the things that I've been evaluating in my business and what I'm starting, stopping, and continuing. Now, one of the first things that I looked at is, I looked at everything that's happening in my business. Where do I spend all of my time? Every task, we use Asana. You guys might know that if you've been following me for a while. Every task that I assign to myself or to my team, because even though I'm not doing it, I'm spending money for someone else to do that for me, right? So it's time and money, both mine and my team. I looked at every task that we've been doing and asked myself, is this something that we should stop? Is it something that is contributing and moving me and my business towards my goals? And some of those things, even if they don't seem like they are, I look at, like, there's a lot of things that we need to do to stay visible, to put ourselves out there. And so there's a lot of things we'll continue to do. But honestly, you guys, I shared with you 2 big decisions that I made that I'm working on in Q4. I resisted both decisions. One was to stop and one was to start, and it was because of emotion. Let me start by sharing with you the one that I'm going to stop. I resisted this decision I'd say I made this decision a month ago. So I've been resisting it for a month, all around emotion. You guys know, if you follow me for a while, I've gone live every single week for almost 2 years now. And I fully believe in Facebook Live. I fully believe this is a key mechanism in my marketing strategy, but it needs to stop in the way that I'm doing it right now. So I'm pausing it. I'm not stopping it forever. And I'm not saying you won't see me live every week still, but I am putting a pause on my regular Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern time messaging mini class is what I've been calling it, right? So these lives, as they've been happening, are going on hiatus for a little while. Now, let me share with you why I resisted that so bad. One, I talk all the time about how important Facebook Live is to your business, and I really do believe that. But I looked at the time me and my team we spend on these Facebook Lives as we do them right now, and it's hours of work a week. From me drafting the notes and outlining and planning topics in advance, to my graphic designer, Sierra, creating me branded images to promote in advance, from scheduling the Facebook Live. You guys, if you grab my freebie, by the way, of my Facebook Live checklist of everything that we do before, during, and after, we schedule it. We schedule ManyChat, messaging bots. I schedule emails that go out. We post it to YouTube after. Like it is hours of work every single week. Now, I believe it's important to still do Facebook Lives. This does not mean I am not going to continue doing them. I will be changing the way I do them. They will likely, some will maybe be pre-scheduled, more may be impromptu. They will be shorter, because one of the things is I really value your time as watchers, but I value my time too. And I want to make sure the content I'm putting out there is going to be consumed by people. If I'm going to spend hours a week on something, I want it to be something people will watch. So my videos will be a combination of live and pre-recorded shorter videos. I've actually had planned, and Sierra can tell you, I even had her design some graphics around this already, a series of videos. I've had this planned for over a year and not done it. They're called the Messaging Minute. They're 1-minute videos that I can put out there that give you more impactful messaging related content and bite-sized pieces that you can more easily consume. I've shared with you guys before, even people I love and follow, when I go to start their Facebook Live and I see that it's 45 minutes, and you guys look, I've already gone live for 30 minutes and that was not my intention today. But when I see they're long, I don't always have time for that. And then I stop and I don't watch them. And I don't want you to have to make that decision with my content either. So my focus will be on creating shorter, bite-sized pieces of content. Okay. So, okay. Kelly says audio and visual cut out. Sierra says it's working for her. Yeah. Kelly, try refreshing. Thank you, Sierra. And I'm catching up on comments. Linda says, you did great for all these months. Thank you. I do really believe in Facebook Live. Let me make this really clear. It's not that you will no longer see me live. It's just the way that we've been doing them needs to change, because if I really look at the amount of time and money we spend on this every week and the results from that, if I take the emotion out and I look at the numbers, something has to change, right? Let me share with you what some of the emotions were, by the way. Elaine says, did my husband tell you to talk to me about video? Definitely got emotion hindering me there. Yeah, my husband's actually been encouraging me to stop doing these Facebook Lives for weeks now, as I've talked through some of this with him too, right? Here's my emotion around what were the resistance I had to making that change. I love Facebook Live. I know it's a great way to connect, and I talk about it all the time. So how could I stop doing Facebook Lives, right? I didn't want to be seen as a fraud or fake or telling you that Facebook Live is important. And so I have to show up every week doing the Facebook Lives the way I've been doing them, right? I love doing lives. Honestly, I do. But when I take a look at, let's get smarter in our business, Carrie, I have to change things up, right? So there was a whole lot of emotion around that, but ultimately that's the decision I've made. What this also means, though, is I will probably go back to doing more impromptu Facebook Lives in my group. So I made the strategic decision to move most of my Facebook Lives to my business page, and I will continue to do that in a different way once I kind of get the whole new strategy in place. But I will go live more frequently inside the messaging den, where I can pop in and share some thoughts, still keep those short, and really focus on the engagement and the community there. I don't want to lose sight of what I love about that group. And so this is going to enable me to do that. Yeah, Linda says, apply your own method. Absolutely, right? So that's one thing that's changing. The other thing that's really changing in my business, and I'll share with you my emotional resistance to doing it, is I'm actually, I am in a program where I'm also the in-house messaging coach for this program to really scale my business and really work on fine-tuning my own automated evergreen funnel, right? And I've resisted, so I put that in place earlier this year. I should make that clear, because you can go on demand, watch a free masterclass with me anytime. So we've got all the mechanism in place, but I didn't go all in on it. And I realized there's a whole bunch of emotion and mindset issues around that, right? Who am I to think that that could work for me? Why will this work for me? You know, like you get all the fear, you get like that's not going to work, and everything needs to be personal, high touch. And there's a lot of personal high touch even in an automated funnel, because it's in your message. It's in what you communicate that gives you the personal information, the connection, and the feedback mechanisms, the opportunities people have to respond and engage with me. Allow me to leverage an automated marketing system so that my time is focused on engaging with the people who've got questions, who need more information, who are ready and want to get started in working with me. So I'm going all in on this program and implementing everything that my mentor is telling me and everyone. Get out of your own head, get out of your own way, take the emotion out of it, do the work, monitor the metrics, adjust, and it will work. So that's what I'm doing. Linda, I love you too. Thank you so much. Yeah. So look, I wanted to share that with you because like I said, the number one thing that causes most of us to make the wrong decision is the emotion. And I do it too. I resist the decisions that I know will move my business forward because of fear, because of doubt, because of comparisonitis. All those emotions that really are mindset issues, we have to teach our brains with facts that those fears aren't valid. We can't be fearful of failure, because it's only a failure if we allow it to put an end to our business, right? If you do something and it doesn't work, it's not the end. You have to look at it, analyze it, and then fix the thing that's not working. It's not going to fix itself. It's not magically just going to start working, right? But you've got to know that you got to power through those emotions. You've got to power through those fears to make the changes, adjust and fine tune, and let it work, right? So that's what I'm doing too. I'm going to walk the talk, right? I'm going to do it despite the fear. I'm going to do it despite the worry. I'm going to do it. There's money mindset stuff in there for me too, right? This new strategy will require me to invest more in Facebook ads. And I got all kinds of money resistance around that. Like, what if I spend $500 a month on ads but that's not going to work. Ads don't work. It's not going to convert, but it does when you get the right mentors to give you the right system to get the work done, right? I'm not going to figure that out on my own. I actually have 2 programs I'm working through to make sure that my Facebook ads really convert. Scale with Success, which is Caitlin Batcher's new high-end mastermind program. That's the program that I'm implementing, but I'm also their in-house messaging coach. I also recently won a spot. Really, the universe gave me everything I needed. If you guys believe in that, I believe in that. Emily Hirsch, with Hirsch Marketing, they are a Facebook ads agency. She recently launched a podcast. I've been loving it. If you don't listen to it, by the way, I highly recommend it. It's the Hirsch Marketing Underground. And it's HIRSH. There's no C in her name. The Hirsch Marketing Underground. But as soon as it launched, I've been listening to it. I've left a review and I won a spot in her Facebook ads domination course, which is a very similar process that the Scale with Success program with Caitlin Batcher talks about how to use Facebook ads. So I have got mentors in all the right places to stop trying to figure stuff out on my own, because I know that those aren't my areas of genius, right? I'm all about the message. And that doesn't mean I'm exempt from looking at my own messaging and what's working and what's not working. I'm doing that too. But you've got to find the people that are going to help you get there. So if you know part of your problem is you've got a messaging problem, again, I'm going to encourage you. It's not going to fix itself. So you need to figure out how important it is for you to address your messaging problem so that you can get the results that I know better messaging will get you. Okay, attracting the right people, being able to speak to them in the way that they care about so that they will want to work with you. So what do you need in your business right now that is going to help you move forward, even if it scares you, right? I asked this question, I think, last week in my group. Fill in this blank for me. I know I really need to blank to move my business forward, but it scares me. Because those are the things that we need to stop and evaluate, right? What is that thing for you? You're scared to take a step. You're scared to implement something in your business. You're scared to work with a certain type of mentor or coach, but you know if you do, it will change everything about your business. And then ask yourself, and you don't have to share this with me, what are the facts that will help you overcome that fear? Because if you don't do it, where will you be at the end of the year, less than 90 days from now? Will you be stuck in the same place that you are? Or will you have overcome that and be moving forward so that 2019 is a better year than what you're experiencing right now? I'm ready for a better year. I'm not saying this year was terrible, but it wasn't where I wanted it to be. And so I'm fixing it. I'm going to stop complaining about things not working, and I'm doing the work with the right mentors to get that fixed. Fear and all, emotion and all. All right. I went way longer today than I wanted to, but I did want to be able to share with you some of those changes in my business. There will be other changes that we're evaluating as well. I might share more of those inside the messaging den, sort of as I'm working on stuff and sharing with you guys some more behind the scenes. So if you're not already a member of the messaging den, make sure you do that. You can go to themessagingden.com or search for the Messaging Den right here on Facebook. I'd love to have you there. And again, I think you'll start seeing me showing up in there live a little bit more. And I want to support you. I want to help you, because what I don't want for you is that you settle for sounding like everybody else and that you're frustrated that your marketing is working. I want you to stand out, be heard and remembered. I want you to make your message roar. Thank you so much for the love and support, you guys. I really appreciate you. And I won't necessarily see you the same time here next week, but you will be seeing me live. So stick around. Have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.